is going on, fire signs? This is your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for you guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. That said, let's go ahead and see what is going on with all you guys today. On Thursday, November 15th. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. Wow. Okay, so the underlying energy is temperance. Underneath that, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Alright, I think there's definitely a relationship or some sort of commitment established. And now this is about patience, waiting. You know, just letting things be. Kind of like doing the best you can with what you've got, but like in a way kind of preparing for what divine timing is going to be throwing your way, guys. It's interesting. You got two major arcana cards as the first thing that we're looking at as far as this reading goes. You have the world and then the sun. Now the world being the heart of your reading like this can indicate that there is just this desire to complete a situation or to get some sort of outcome that's successful, that's desired. Right? Something that opens a door to another opportunity, to a new beginning, a fresh new beginning, right? When you close one out. And the thing that's keeping you guys, the obstacle is the sun, which I don't think this is necessarily an obstacle. I could see this kind of like someone may not be utilizing the clarity that's provided to them, or there may be a bit of clarity on something that maybe they don't really want to notice or someone doesn't want to see. And I don't necessarily know if that's even that's the case, because the sun illuminates all things. It's a really good card, especially when it's crossed over the world like that. It's like, hey, you want to get to a certain ending, this is what this is what you can do. This is all the opportunities, this is all the options that you could take. And I feel like you have the clarity. And if I don't think it's not just using it. I kind of just feel like I feel like it's honestly like lighting the way for you, figuring out, like helping you, figure out how to go through with it, to make it happen. Okay, because I don't ever see the sun doesn't ever really have a bad connotation or some sort of negative read to it. It's exposure. Things get exposed. Things are more seen. Obviously nothing is hiding in the shadows. So whatever things that you may have privately been hiding in the dark, that will come to light. But even that, it's still going to help you get to where you want to be, this world energy. So I really don't see that as an issue, guys. So your obstacle really isn't an obstacle. It's more of like I feel like it's lighting the path. It's showing you the way. And I'm not going to lie, I do think there are things that the sun is showing you that you may not like, that you may not want to see, that you may not really want to address. But that is going to help you move forward. Now, in the past, you had the Nine of Wands, so you definitely were tired, but you definitely didn't give up. You're fighting through it, pushing through it, making things happen, which I thought was great. I think it's great. But I do get this feeling that, for some of you guys out here, like, you guys were really, obviously a lot of you guys, I feel like you guys were definitely really exhausted, putting your, effort out there and doing the best that you can with what you got. And this moves on to the Queen of Cups. I do feel like you got some sort of reward from this. I really do. I feel like you guys, You know, even though you were tired and beat down and everything, as exhausted as you were, you're coming out of the other side feeling good, feeling, you know, more in love, feeling your intense emotions. Now, the sun is also crossing this, so this could also indicate that you are more aware of your emotions and you're more aware of your insecurities, the things that don't make you feel very safe, you know, the vulnerable part of you, right? The part that you don't really want to really look at or deal with, or, you know, what kind of want to shove in the closet sometimes. Because the Queen of Cups, she's usually confident and secure in her emotions. And with the sun coming out like that, that to me is like exposure on and highlighting all angles, all areas surrounding the Queen of Cups, including the sides of her that maybe not everybody really wants to address, right? Because we all have our own version of Queen of Cups, King of Cups in ourselves. So I do maybe feel like, yeah, you are feeling that love. You are feeling, you know, like you are, you know, you are ready to give love to whoever this Queen of Cups is for you, right? Whether this is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or somebody in your life that you truly love. And this could also indicate, you know, this could be exposing a lot of the insecurities that you may be feeling, right? Which is always a thing, right? When we go into a relationship, we always kind of you're kind of aware of the things that we may be afraid of, the things that we may not really, you know, we may not have thought about before we got into it, but it kind of shows up, you know, like insecurities. Like, we all have them. I have them. So it's like, it's totally normal. Some of you guys in the chat may say you don't have it, then that's cool. This may not apply to you. But I do feel like there is some sort of something that's brought to light about what your desire is, about what's in your cup. The cup that you're keeping, you know, the lid closed about. Like, you're not showing anybody what's in that cup. Very private, very secretive. But I think that's what's coming up. I think some things that, you know, you were keeping to yourself, that you weren't going to share with anyone, it's kind of bubbling up to the surface. It's being exposed. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I do see that you know, see justice coming up here in the future, which in a way kind of balances the situation out. It's, you know, everything kind of, you know, I guess it's kind of like clearing the air, in my opinion, because justice isn't just like, oh my god, somebody comes in to apologize or something. It's not just or divorce, or even marriage for that matter. It could indicate that there's some things that just, you know, that weren't balanced within you, that do, you know, straighten out, that do, you know, stable itself. And I think there was because, you know, because sometimes we may do one thing to compensate for the other, but that throws us off balance. And the whole thing with Temperance is about building a harmonious flow, so that way the divine timing can do what it needs to do and get back to us with what we are trying to manifest, right? Because this is, when I see the Temperance card come up, I see that as universal teamwork. The universe is teaming up with us, and it always is, but this is definitely like, you know, the action is saying, you know, the card is saying itself, like, hey, do you so we can do us. Okay. So I feel like with justice, I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. I don't know if somebody is coming in to apologize. I don't know if this is remorse. It could very well be if somebody was, you know, somebody's feelings were hurt here and somebody comes in to apologize. But I feel like most importantly that there's some things that are definitely going to be balanced out. Whatever, you know, whatever this Queen of Cups is showing for you guys, it's going to get straightened out in the future. But it starts by recognizing the situation first and foremost, because the sun is beaming right on the Queen of Cups. Whatever this Justice card is going to be straightened out, it starts with her. Now, and I feel like this is maybe like noticing your heart's desire and then taking action on that, or, you know, not necessarily taking action on it, but doing, you know, and then balancing your life out so that way you can manifest that relationship, manifesting that that dream, whether that's dream career or not, you know, making it happen. Now, in your goal and ambition, you have the Six of Cups. So this is talking about the past here. Okay, very interesting card to get, especially for your advice. Now, the Six of Cups can indicate here that, hey, sometimes, you know, the greatest happiness, the greatest feelings we ever have, usually, yeah, sure, it starts from the past, but it doesn't mean it's gonna, you know, that's gonna be the only time that we have happiness. And the Six of Cups talks about good memories. It's never bad memories. It can also indicate rose-tinted glasses, and I think that's kind of the biggest thing, right? The Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups, she's not very delusional, right? And I know I used to say that a long time ago. Oh, the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, they're delusional. They're not delusional. You know, they are able to dream and have dreams. But I feel like this is like a reality check with the Queen of Cups, and things kind of straighten out based off of that reality check. So with that being said, it's like, I feel like with the Six of Cups coming up, I feel like it's really saying it's time to remove the blinders. It's time to remove the smoky mirrors and really be, you know, face what you're facing, right? And it's good to feel in love. It's good to have that, you know, that feeling of, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm going for, and that's good. You know, this is what, you know, this was charging you up to get there. There's nothing wrong with that. But the second that things start to look a little bit too, I mean, the second that things start to, you know, gloss over important things, you know, when things are like not being addressed because of this kind of, you know, dreamy sort of attitude, which is again not always a bad thing, but if you're not utilizing the reality ahead, the path ahead of you that's a lot illuminating, it can kind of work against you. You know what I mean? So it's important to not only know what what you want, have an idea of, you know, what your aspirations are, what your desires are, but it's also important to make sure you're seeing the situation for as it is, because I feel like you're getting a reality check, some of you guys, with that sun crossing it. But I'm still gonna clarify. Why is the Six of Cups in your goal, ambition / advice? Oh, the Six of Cups is being clarified by the Emperor, and the Emperor does talk about movement, action, taking action. So the reason why the Six of Cups comes up is because I think it's like using that past energy, using the memories of the past to influence your actions to do to be happy again, to go towards your happiness. Why is the Queen of Cups in your present? Okay, yeah, I was just talking about rose-tinted glasses. Some of you guys may be really in love with your ex, and that's not a bad thing either. But I think the thing is, too, is that there's something that's being re-exposed about this situation that definitely needs your attention. And I feel like the Queen of Cups really won't do that sun justice, and neither will the Six of Cups. And I don't think that the past is a thing that you want to use for the sun, because the sun talks about here and now in the present, not in the past, because the past is done. The past is over. It doesn't, you know, there's no touching that light, because you already have, you know, you have the perspective of what happened in the past. And I feel like the situation is this, maybe illuminating insecurities based off of a situation from the past, or maybe how a relationship went in the past. Could be that too. But the situation is surrounding the Queen of Cups and what she sees in, you know, in her current relationship. It could be that things are just really wonderful, but at the same time, it could be that there's some things that just really need to be paid attention to, really need to be noticed. And for things to truly flow, it really has to have that, you know, it has to be seen for what it truly is. Now, what you guys have for the wisdom of the Oracle, y'all have Treasure Island. If I could grab the card, that'd be great. Treasure Island. And this talks about manifestation. You have the gate, you have the key, you have the map to get to where you want to be. The sun is showing you literally the whole island of where to go ahead and get your treasure. But the action is necessary to make it happen. Now, the Queen of Cups, Six of Cups could also indicate that, yeah, you're in a very dreamy state. You're in love with the person from the past, perhaps, and, you know, that's good. It's always good. But there's action that's needed to be taken now. It's not about, you know, just kind of, you know, just sitting back and letting things happen. I feel like with the Emperor coming up, it's like, use the Six of Cups as a reason to push forward, to continue to work, not to sit still. And I think that's the thing, right? There's no action being taken. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, hey, okay, this is good and all, but use the sun. We're helping you get to your treasure. We want you to have that treasure right now for you. We got it ready. But only for you to get it, you kind of have to follow the map, because we can't bring the treasure to you. You have to go bring the treasure. You better bring yourself to the treasure. And that's kind of how it works. And I feel like for some of you guys, the path to happiness is where your heart is, right? Obviously, right? Where you're content. But where it comes in is the give and take, the justice card, doing what needs to be done, right? Balancing things out. Whether, you know, with being into action taking. And I feel like with justice is just kind of like, you know, balancing the scales out, doing what needs to be done. pretty much, you know what I mean? Taking action to to arrange the harmony that's needed to get to where you want to be. And I feel like with Treasure Island, which it talks about manifestation, X marks, pretty much X marks the spot. Like, it just talks about, law of attraction. You know where it is. You know what you need to do to get to where you need to be. Don't do what you need to do to get to where you need to be if you want this very thing, because the sun is only potential happiness if you take action. You only get to the world if you complete the cycle. So you know what I'm saying, so you're very close to an ending here. It all depends on what you decide to do, right? And the Queen of Cups is not going to take you here. It's good to get that, that feeling to influence your action, but it's still not. She's dormant. She doesn't move. She's waiting for someone to get the cup from her. You have to go and make that cup happen. You have to go out and make the dream happen. Okay. All right, family. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will go ahead and see you guys soon. Yeah. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as I always appreciate all the love y'all be giving me. Okay. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.